last 8 months to murder this woman and steal her baby. And right now, the evidence is there.
Hey friends. Okay, so look, today I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I'm gonna make a HelloFresh meal because I've been into those here lately. And as I do that, I want to tell y'all about this crazy story that I came across. And you know, before we begin, you gotta do all the things. You gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta follow, you gotta share, you gotta comment, you know, all the things I tell you how to do. Okay, all right, come on. Okay, so you know what? I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I look about the death row inmates and see if there's anybody new. Y'all knew that?
What? No, not really.
Anywho, so here lately I found a woman that was new to the death row, and I just knew I had to tell y'all about it. Now, her name is Taylor Parker. And during the time of the incident, she was 27 years old and she was from New Boston, Texas. All right. Now, during this time, she has 2 children. She's supposedly pregnant with her 3rd by her boyfriend. Supposedly.
Okay.
Now, like when I say supposedly, she had maternity photos, she had ultrasounds, she had a gender reveal, and she was even updating Facebook about all the new details when it comes to her pregnancy, right?
Send the placenta off for test and whether it comes back to her or not. She won't let her do a vaginal exam to make sure she's not hemorrhaging. So she won't let her.
However, on October 9th of 2020, Taylor Parker was pulled over for driving erratic and speeding. And when the police pulled her over, they had a pleasant surprise. Taylor was pulled over and she was covered with the red body juice. And not only that, she was holding a newborn infant. Now, when I say newborn, I mean like brand new, attached to the placenta, brand new. Now, of course, Taylor and his baby needed medical intervention. However, Taylor refused to get intervention at any other facility besides the McCurtain Memorial Hospital down in Idabel, Oklahoma, which was about like an hour away. Mind you, she was in Texas. So when Taylor arrives to the hospital, police advised the hospital staff about all the crazy and unusual events that has taken place. And when I say unusual, I mean crazy. Like earlier that morning, a young woman, 21 years old, named Reagan Simmons Hancock, was found unalived with her baby confiscated from her belly. Okay? With all of this going on, police are like,
is she trying to leave?
She's well, there's 2 in there. Ours, that's what's ours.
Okay. Do not let her out that door.
to make matters worse, Taylor's lab result and ultrasound showed that she was not recently pregnant, nor did she just give birth, obviously. Detectives go into her room to kind of talk to her and see what's going on. They ask her if she just giving birth on the side of the road or something. And she was like, yeah. But it happened in DeKalb, Texas. Okay? So then they ask her, can you explain what happened this morning then? So Taylor begins to pull a story out of her behind, okay? So she says, well, my fiance and I, we sell hogs, but then we also buy hogs, and we were already going to go to McCurtain County, but I started having contractions and not feeling very well. So I told him to just, go ahead and go, and I would meet him at the hospital at 7. You know, that's normal. So the detective listened to her story and all that good jazz. And then they confront her about, like, why doesn't she want to let the doctors check her downstairs, for hemorrhaging and things of that nature, and she's just like, I mean, I didn't think it was that serious. Why? And so they are like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. What did you have? And she goes, a girl. And they're like, okay, okay. Um, did you already have a name picked out? You know? And she's like, yeah. And they were like, okay, what was it? Clancy Gale. Now, I'm from the South. I've never in my life heard a girl named Clancy. Now, look, if your name is Clancy, I apologize. Truthfully, I just never in my life heard of a girl named Clancy. So, I'm suspicious. So after all this, the detectives are like sick of it, and they decide to just go ahead and get down to the facts.
Here's the deal. Um, I'm just going to be upfront with you. I've been talking to the DA down in Bowie County, and they've been working on a case down there. And we know that you had a hysterectomy some time back, and that you claimed to be pregnant for a while, but that you really weren't.
Right? So they ask her, what are the doctors going to find when they decide to check you? Because they're going to be able to tell within seconds if you just recently had a baby. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Well, a few minutes later, the doctor come in and decides to give her a check. And surprise, surprise, it shows that she has not had a baby. Like, just look.
So, it surely doesn't look like a baby came out of there. It doesn't look like she had a baby.
It doesn't?
No.
So the detectives began hitting her with all the interrogation magic, you know what I mean? Like, look. There is a woman that we have found that has crossed the soul lines. Her stomach has been filleted. Her baby is missing. Here you are, came in with a baby. This baby isn't yours. You obviously had a hysterectomy. My bad. Had a hysterectomy. We know this just, isn't possible. Now, look, anybody else, they're going to think that you're a cold-blooded soul snatcher. But me, I don't think that. I don't think that. I just want you to be honest. Just tell us what happened. So initially, Taylor says, look, I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt anyone. I wasn't even with anyone. And detectives, they double down on like, look, this girl, Reagan, her and her family are excited to add this new child. Everyone's happy. Things are going great. And Taylor, you come around and just mess it up for everybody. Okay? We can prove that you did it. Then Taylor gives a little second and she goes, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go! After that, Taylor then says that Reagan had actually invited her to come over and take a shower because Taylor told Reagan that she did not have any water. Her water was cut off. Okay? Now, look, mind you, Taylor had taken Reagan and her husband's engagement and wedding photos. So, I mean, they were familiar with each other, but wasn't necessarily close friends or anything like that. So Taylor says that when she pulled up to Reagan's house, Reagan like just randomly grabs her and calls her a liar. So at this time, Reagan and Taylor begin to fight. During all this, Reagan ends up hitting her head, and I don't know what it is with people lying, and the first thing that comes to mind is that, oh, they hit their head. That's reasonable. It ain't. We heard that before. It don't work. Okay. Anywho, so then the detectives, they're still trying to get her to kind of open up, and figure out like, all right, what's going on? So, are you saying that maybe you were just trying to save the baby, since the mom hit her head and she was starting to, and she agreed, and she was like, just look at this.
When she hit her head, did you think she died? Did you just trying to save the baby?
Yeah. And I really wanted the baby.
I understand that.
So the detectives are still trying to piece her story together, and it's all over the place.
Were you inside her house or outside her house?
We started outside, then we were inside
Fighting? Okay.
arguing.
Arguing? Okay. And what, were you inside the house or outside the house when you actually, when it turned physical? She hit you or you hit her?
She hit me outside.
She hit you outside? Okay. Did she run back into the house or something? Did you go in after her, or what happened then? She hit you outside, then what happened?
I hit her. She grabbed a hold of my hair and shoved me in the garage.
So then Taylor goes on to say that Reagan did not only just slice Taylor's hand, but she must have fell on the knife.
What?
So when detectives are trying to clarify what Taylor is saying, she says this.
She grabbed something and started smacking herself with it and told me that they would believe I did it.
What? What the fuck?
Taylor, that is a lie. So you're sitting up here trying to say that this girl poked her own self to try to frame you. That almost sounds as bad as Deasia from my last video that tried to sit up here and say that she put the knife in the baby's hand to make it look like the baby did it.
What?
Okay. Then Taylor says that as Reagan is soul transferring, she decides to tell Taylor that, you know what, I need you to take this baby. Okay? So let me get this right. So it goes from Reagan trying to frame Taylor to go from, I need you to be my foster parent for my baby. Okay. Right. And you know what? And so then the detectives ask her, was it hard to get the baby out? And she was like, no. I mean, the baby kind of just fell out in the sack and everything. So after all of that, obviously, Taylor was arrested. And, you know what, looking deeper into it, they found out that Reagan's 3-year-old child was there the entire time that she was being enslaved. Now, not only that, Reagan was found with hundreds of puncture wounds. And she was also believed to be alive during the time that she was dissected. And to make matters worse, Taylor was also researching about delivering a preterm baby. Like, she had did her research on how to do these things. So of November of 2022, Taylor was found guilty of capital murder and was sentenced to death in the Texas penitentiary. Now, y'all, this story is wild. I've heard of stories of people, slicing and dicing pregnant women and taking their babies, but this one here just hit different. I don't know. What do y'all think? Look, let me know, comment, subscribe, like, share it. I really want to hear what y'all think about this. Now, before we go, I really need y'all to see this HelloFresh meal. Ew. And y'all, hold on. This is a vegan. No.
Let's try again.
Vegetarian, because it got cheese. Vegetarian meal, and it slaps, okay? All right, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all the next time, okay? Bye.